Searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, but those eyes so bright.
Alrighty. Hey guys, welcome back. How are we feeling?
Good. Wow, we've got a desk.
We've got a desk. We've got Kiki and Ryan back in the studio to get through hot topics that we didn't get through last time. And obviously I cut that episode short, but I wanted to have you back because
Thank you.
I know you still have stuff to say.
Always have stuff to say,
Always.
unfortunately. Yeah. Did you get an amazing response from the Baskin interview?
I haven't really seen anything, so hopefully it was received well. I'm just happy that he came on and that the truth is out there.
Yeah.
You know, because I know people like to say how thirsty I am, but you know. Anyway, so yeah, things have been good. How are you guys?
Good. Yeah, a little early.
Well, I was like impressed. I think the last time we recorded together, it was supposed to be Rapture number 1.
Oh,
and today
Right.
is Rapture number 2. So for some reason, the three of us get together. I don't know if we are Satan's babies or
I
what.
mean, most likely, but I knew they would rebrand the Rapture at a certain point. And the Rapture, of course, would wait for the Taylor Swift album to come out, and then the
yes.
Rapture happens.
Yes.
So wait, do they know a specific time today that it's supposed to happen?
Just sometime, I think. But
Oh.
like, you know, I guess we have until the end of the day, technically.
A very special episode of Scheananigans.
Yeah. So should we just make this always a thing, like we podcast together on potential Rapture Day?
Folks, I have it on good authority. The three of them will be podcasting in a month. That could be Rapture number 3.
I feel like a listener out there is going to comment that we're just like wanting to be naked together or
This
something.
is true.
I don't want to be naked with anybody. Are you kidding me? Like, no naked, no.
Okay, so there was all the Rapture stuff online, but then from the brief TikTok I saw, they're saying that the new Rapture date is because of the supermoon we just had, which
Oh,
I
yeah.
think is still tonight too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys do any moon rituals?
I didn't do any moon rituals, but I did feel the energy of the moon in a bad way. Like,
Really?
Really, things were off.
We're like
Shit.
like things were happening to you bad, or personally you felt
It just
bad?
like they're both. Like, I woke up with a flat tire, but I found out like 5 other people I knew had flat tires that day, which I don't know why, but I thought that was really weird.
Yesterday you had a flat tire?
Uh-huh.
This isn't the moon. Somebody is after you and these other 4 people. They're saying, what are we talking? That's too much
Was
of a
it
coincidence.
slashed?
I don't,
It said, Kiki,
Yeah.
I know you personally.
and then my energy, I don't know. I just felt like very emotional. I wanted to cry a lot. So I don't know.
I cried yesterday.
Yeah, but to be honest, how many days of the week do you cry, Scheana?
Here's the thing. So
You haven't. You're like, I'll tell you.
since I've upped my Zoloft, I have genuinely not cried. When I saw you guys on the podcast the week before,
Yeah.
obviously we cut a lot of that out of
Yeah.
respect. I didn't want to kick someone when they were down. But that was the first time I had been emotional in a while.
Really?
Yeah. And yesterday.
I up my Zoloft as well, no joke. And I cried last night watching a clip of Jack Osbourne talking about his dad Ozzy Osbourne's final days.
I
And
would have cried if I watched that too.
He did an ABC interview and it was just it blew me away, and I just thought like, oh my God. I just remember watching that show for the first time and realizing like all families don't look the same, but my God, that was like a family that loved each other. And I was
Yeah.
like bawling.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, here, let me play this little thing for you. So obviously, Allie is my resident astrologer. But in my girly group chat last night, my friend Christy sent this video, and there's another astrologer out there.
How many
Allie,
people
watch
are in the
out.
girly group chat?
It's just me, my friend Christy, and Maddie.
Oh, okay.
So she sent this video. It's this girl, Amy Demure, on Instagram. And I was so into it. She got $25 out of me. I wanted the whole
wow.
chart
She
and
got
everything.
you. Wow.
She got me, but listen to this.
We have a rare full supermoon on October 6th, October 7th. It is here to destroy your old life, usher in chaos, and completely flip your whole life upside down. This full moon is intense. It will create massive, unexpected waves that will completely shift your entire life's path over the next month. I comment how each sign is transforming from this full moon, so follow to bring my comments to the top.
Oh,
this
I did.
full moon has likely made you emotionally unhinged and unstable recently. You're likely in your villain era right now. You may feel tempted to get revenge, do something diabolical, reckless, or evil. You may feel tempted to start drama, or you may even find yourself getting involved in drama. Every sign is affected, but Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra placements are undergoing the largest transformation, and they will be the most emotionally unstable of all the signs. This is because this full moon is in the fiery sign Aries, which will trigger rage, and it's passing over Chiron, which triggers emotional wounds. It's a double-edged sword, which is why everyone is losing it. You are releasing months of pent-up rage and emotional instability. And super full moons are all about destruction. You are destroying the person you once were so that you can step into the most powerful version of yourself. This full moon is opening up a brand new life era for you, one where you are free from emotional baggage, and how this new life plays out for you depends on the actions you decide to take over the next month. I'll be posting what you should and shouldn't do for this full super moon so that you can have a successful month-long transformation, so make sure to follow.
Wow. I see
So
why
she got me.
$25 out
Oh, I
of you.
followed.
Wow, yeah.
So I followed her. I watched her other videos that she did, and I did the entire ritual. I did this meditation that had affirmations, and you write down everything. And I believe that there's another one tonight. So if tonight's still the super full moon, you can do it
Yeah.
again. But you write down all of these affirmations in present tense. I am filled with abundance of money, whatever like you want to say.
Yeah.
You write all of these affirmations down. I had front and back. I was listening to all the ones she was saying. I was like, ooh, yep. And then I had a red candle lit. Then you burn it with the candle and you say a little ritual thing.
I was told not to make any big decisions in this 2 days.
Really?
Yeah, it was that don't make any life-altering decisions. And I don't know what's behind that, but I don't really focus on this stuff too much. I usually just podcast. So I'm like, don't make any life-altering decisions. And I was like, I can do that. That's fine. But that's saying that everybody in the world is going through insanity today.
Well, I mean,
I could believe that.
it feels
But it feels like the
correct.
all of 2025, everybody's going through insanity. So today is even more special.
Yeah, but it was crazy because yesterday when I saw this video, I was like, oh, I do feel some rage in me that I need to let go of. And I wrote down everything. And then you also say, like, I'm releasing what no longer serves me. It was in a different way, but you also write that down because you're bringing with the fire all of the things you want, and you're burning what you don't want, and blah, blah, blah. She can explain it much better than I can.
Did you make Brock do this as well?
He sat outside with me for a bit. He didn't actually do the affirmations and stuff, but he enjoyed the meditation.
Oh, did he? He doesn't seem like he's a woo-woo type.
He's not, but he was like, wait, I love this for you, honey.
Okay.
And he sat out there with me for a bit, smoked a joint. I put my crystals out. I, said a prayer and did my affirmations and all that under the full moon. And I just took some deep breaths in, and I just released what and who no longer serves me.
I love
Wow.
that.
How many people were on that list? Yeah.
Just one. But really, I woke up today. My sleep, because I have my Aura ring now, my readiness in my sleep was at 87, which is optimal.
That's great.
So I just felt good. We did oversleep, and Summer Moon was quite late for school today.
Well,
Wait, so is she up already and go, Mommy, I need to go to school?
So she comes in our room when it's still dark. I don't know, 5 a.m., whatever time it was. And then she hops in our bed. And my alarm went off at 6:40. And I opened my eyes and I'm like, it's still dark out. We did talk about watching the sunrise this morning. I look over at her and she's just smiling in her sleep and looks so cute. And I'm like, no, we'll just cuddle. Didn't wake back up until school had already started.
I guess you released timeliness last night.
But I'm like, clearly I needed it. My sleep was
Yeah.
optimal.
Yeah,
So,
good score.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, honey, at school right now, it's okay if you're late. But once we go to the next school and you're in kindergarten, we cannot do this.
When she's like, Mommy, that's on you. Like, that's not a
I don't
Summer
have a
Moon
license.
thing. That's a Scheana Shay thing.
It's a Brock Davies thing, okay? Because I'm like, get up, come on. We gotta go, school. And he's like, we don't need to rush her. We don't need to start her day with stress.
Oh
And
my
I'm like,
God.
honey, school has started. We gotta go. And so then he's like, you have your podcast. Don't worry, I'll do her hair. And I'm like, he's like, I know how. And I'm like, okay. So it was already parted in her little 2 ponies from last night. And then I always have to braid her hair because it's so long, it gets tangled. So I'm like, we'll see how she looks when I pick her up.
She's still at home right now. She's not at school.
I'm sure she's at school by now.
No, but I like the kid thing. Like, I love kids, and like, I don't want my own, but I do love hanging around. And, like, when I talk to my friends, and just like,
I get it.
my friend, her birthday is today, and her son really loves football, and like she found out today that they're gonna have to like tell the kids that they're gonna have to forfeit the rest of the season because some of the kids have quit, and some of the kids, like one kid got injured, and so they don't have enough kids to finish the season. And so she was like, it's my birthday, but she was like, I'm only focused on how sad my kid is gonna be when he gets back from school today, when he finds out the sport that he loves the most, he's not going to be able to play the rest of the season. She's like, and I can't even focus on my birthday. And I was like, see, this is why I don't have kids. I need to focus all on my. No,
I thought the kids I thought they found out the kids were on like steroids and had to like kick people off. I was like,
right?
wow.
They just don't want to. Well, I mean, I feel like there's obviously so many head injuries with football. Like one of our players, McConkey, I guess his helmet, because he's a wide receiver and that position is more likely to get hit, he has a larger helmet. That Brock told me this, and so now when I'm at the games and I'm like, is McConkey's helmet a little bigger? It does look a little bigger, but I guess some players are starting to do that now to have extra
those
padding.
bigger helmets, yeah.
And some of the schools that we're looking at right now for summer, they don't even have football anymore.
Oh, really?
It's
that
like,
because that was the NFL's fear, really, is, this CTE, like that conversation coming into the public discourse so much that it would affect kids wanting to play the sport.
Well, yeah. And so we went to a pep rally the other night we're looking at so many schools. So we're trying to go to all of the events for all of the schools. Every school has homecoming right now. I had my high school reach out to me to ask if I could do a social media takeover for the homecoming game this Friday.
Oh, you had to have loved that.
I loved it, but I'm like, I have to go to the school we're declaring our number one to their homecoming game to show face, to just be a part of the community. So I'm like, I can't do this one, but I said maybe in a couple weeks I can do that because I love going back. High school football games are so fun, but also if I had a son, don't know that I would want him playing football.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's a lot to put yourself through, especially when you're not even sure if they're going to become a star. Like, right? How many people ride the bench and make decent money, but end up really injured, and it's kind of like,
I remember playing junior high football, and I was still like that weird pop culture kid even at that age. And I remember there was like 2-time-a-day practices, and I was like, wait, I'm supposed to run at this guy and hit him? Like, I was too sensitive to that. I was like, this is insane. Like, what are we even doing here?
Yeah.
Like, that was the thing. It's like one guy runs and you just hit him as hard as you can.
Yeah.
You know?
Which I know people like. Did you see that movie, Him?
Yeah.
Everyone was calling it a
seen it
Jordan
yet.
Peele movie, but it was really a Jordan Peele production.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
different director. And I know people have mixed reviews. First of all, it's gorgeous. Like, the cinematography is
I wanna
amazing.
see it.
But I just love the story behind it, because I read into sort of like the NFL and sort of like what you do to kind of, I would say, sell your soul to be a part of this league.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I really enjoyed that aspect of it.
Yeah.
The last 10 minutes, I say, like, threw me off a little bit, but up until that point, I was really into
No, it's
it.
like the guy's a music video director, so it's like it looks stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Selling your soul for football.
Well,
People do that for other things too.
I mean, reality
it's a lot-
TV,
exactly.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Wait, is this your 5th year in LA, your anniversary?
It was
Bucket
October
list
3rd.
items?
I did 5 things.
What did you do?
I started the day at the Beverly Hills Hotel, which I'd done a pool day there, but I'd never been to like the Fountain Coffee Room. So I had a Bloody Mary there. Then went and had.
Was it a $27 Bloody Mary?
It was. It was like $30. Then went over. There is this place called Mickey Fine Pharmacy, and they have like.
I've been there.
So everyone said they have the best tuna melt. I had never had a tuna melt.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a tuna melt at Mickey Fine. Then we went to Bel Air Hotel, had a cocktail there, very nice. Then went to what's that steakhouse on Hollywood Boulevard?
Oh, Musso and Frank's.
Yes, Musso
The
and
best.
Frank's.
Oh,
The
yes.
best.
I used to live
Did
right
you have a
there.
martini?
Had a martini at Musso and Frank's, and on the way to Musso and Frank's, we had just parked because I was like, oh, I've never stood on a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, so I was like, I'll do that. I get out of the car. Who's there? Andy Cohen.
No!
So I had the perfect star. He's right across.
Sadly, I
Wait,
actually
I
went
love
to
that.
him getting his star on the Walk of Fame. I went
Oh,
by
did you?
myself.
Sadly, that's cute.
Well, I mean, it was just like this older guy in a crowd going like, "Yay!" And John Mayer was there, and BJ
Of course he
Novak. It was
was.
star-studded, you know.
Speaking of John Mayer, he was at Rise Festival this weekend.
Oh my God, you went to that.
You went?
Well, not to John Mayer.
But did you go on Friday night, the disaster night?
Of course I did. Yeah.
Explain to the audience how, like, because I was watching TikToks all weekend about the Friday night.
It was not good, you guys. Everyone's like, how was Vegas? And naturally, like when you go to the doctor and they say, how are you? You say good. And I'm like, they're like, oh, is Vegas fun? I'm like, so fun. I'm like, no. Last week Vegas was fun. The week before Vegas was fun. This week Vegas? No, not fun. The dust, it was so bad. So we all had, like the scarf coverings and all of that. But after a couple hours, it was not dying down. And I'm like, we can't have Summer breathing this, like her face was
you
covered.
brought Summer too.
Yes. We had her and her little cousin.
She's a huge Rufus Du Sol fan.
Well, she's a huge Tangled fan and the lanterns going up.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Because that's
done
the whole
it.
thing to the audience. They do all
Have
these
those, like,
lanterns
Chinese
that go into
lanterns.
the
Yeah.
rides.
And we've done this every year since she was born. I brought her when she was like 6 months old and every year since. So she was so excited for this. We get there and we're like, oh, they're saying like, oh, it might not happen because of the wind. But they're saying if the winds die at 7 p.m. like they're planning on or like the forecast said, then we could probably do them. So we get there early. And it just was not letting up. It felt like it was getting worse. We built a fort for Summer of pillows from the couches in like the VIP area. So it was blocking the wind. And her and her cousin, they were having fun. They're like in the fort and they're protected from all of that. But then after a while, I was just like, we can't do this. And so Brock was like, look, I'm going to drive the girls back to the hotel. He's like, you stay. I know you really want to see Rufus. I've got this. I'm like, okay. So
were you with more people or just
yeah,
you?
so we were with my sister's boyfriend, Justice, his entire family.
Okay.
His mom passed away last year, and this was something that we always did as a family for his birthday. His birthday's tomorrow, and so this was the thing the family always did. And since she passed, last year Rise didn't happen, so this year was just going to be just so emotional and magical, and just for her. And so when we weren't doing any lanterns, it's like, well, what are we doing here then, So his dad and my mom and Brock went back with the girls to the hotel. And we're like, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to see Rufus. We didn't even last for Ben Bomer. I was like,
oh, really?
You know what? No, it was so bad. And I'm like, I love Rufus. I've seen them many times. I know I will see them again. But we just got to get out of here. I was hungry. It was like
well, yeah, like that's why, because your mom was, because I was posting this in my stories and your mom was like, yeah, we were there, and she was I think like I saw people fighting for sliders in the VIP area, and they had paid like $1,300 for those tickets, and I was like, I'm not fighting for a slider if I paid $1,300.
You guys, it was wild. Yeah,
well,
it was
then
just
I heard
like
Saturday
sliders
and Sunday were much better because the weather was
exactly.
better,
So I'm watching it and I'm like, you. I'm like looking at all these beautiful lanterns releasing on Saturday and then Sunday.
This is good because you're training Summer Moon for Coachella eventually.
Right.
It's like baby steps.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So wait, I also saw, do you hang out with Monica Lewinsky?
Well, I wish I would love to hang out there, but I did go. So Emily Simpson,
right?
She was hosting this event over in I was going to say Brooklyn. Oh my God. I thought I was in New York for a second.
A hop, skip, and a
Eagle
jump.
Rock. It's like the Brooklyn of LA.
Same.
Over in Eagle Rock for the
Knox?
Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox. And so she invited me. And so, yeah, Monica Lewinsky is an executive producer on the show. And so they were all speaking afterwards. And it was like so amazing. But the part that really choked me up is like, we knew that they were asking sort of like the takeaways. And Monica Lewinsky got choked up and started crying because she was still emotional over what happened to her, because we were talking about what happens to young women in the media when they've just been put upon and the media is just trying to sell headlines and the narrative's out there and you can't shift it. And she was like, and people don't realize it's not just you. It's also like they don't realize what happens to your family and the fallout to your family, and that they can't get away with it. And she was literally started crying. And the fact that this happened, 25 years ago, and she's still emotional. It was like, it sent me into like,
my ex used to work with her brother Mike Lewinsky, and so we would do game nights with Monica. And I remember the first night, being nervous because it was like, this is kind of a cultural icon, but then you have to imagine for her, it's nerve-wracking to go into any new room. And we ended up playing a game, and one of the games, she was the answer. It was like, what person? I swear to God. And she made a joke, like a very funny joke about it.
That's
but like, imagine
crazy.
playing a game and you are part of this game. And she's just a fantastic person. She was the nicest person, but she would even talk about like she had to move to one apartment at some point because people would follow her home.
Wow.
Like that was what she was living in constantly. And so to see her thrive in this moment, you know, and I think she's going to continue to rise and like be involved in like huge projects like this is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for her. I mean, yeah, just the name alone is so infamous. You know, it's like everyone knows who Monica Lewinsky
Forever
is.
But
and
most
ever.
people, you know, those happen in pop culture so much, but those people fall away.
Yeah.
And she has managed to really have a foothold and really have something to say of substance in this year.
Well, that's why I was so shocked because I never thought about the parallels of Amanda Knox and Monica Lewinsky because
Yeah.
it's like it wasn't like Monica was charged with like a crime, right?
Right.
But they really are. They lived parallel lives in the same way where it's like young women just got thrown out there and their names will be infamous till the end of time.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's insane.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick little break and we'll be right back. Okay, so you guys know that moment when it's almost 6 p.m., the kids are hungry, and you're just staring into the fridge like, what am I going to make my kid for dinner? What am I going to send my kid for lunch today? That is something that crosses my mind far too often, more than I would like to admit. And, you know, it turns out parenthood doesn't come with a meal plan. So this is why I've stopped stressing over last minute meals and I've started using Little Spoon when it comes to summer. This is one of today's episode sponsors and they are incredible. They deliver real food for babies, toddlers, and big kids straight to your door so mealtime actually feels easy. We started with Little Spoon when Summer was a baby. It was some of the first like purees and pouches and things that she ever had. And I've been obsessed with this brand ever since. And here's the exciting part. Little Spoon is now in Target. So on your next diaper run, you're going to grab groceries, do a little shopping. You can also grab baby and kid snacks, pouches, yogurt, smoothies, and bars. Oh, plus Target has an exclusive frozen line. Think their cult favorite chicken nuggets, meatballs, and sliders. Find them in the snack and freezer aisles. I mean, we are obsessed, and I know you will be too. Little Spoon is the mealtime hack parents can't stop talking about. Try their no prep, nutrient-packed meals and snacks for babies, toddlers, and big kids. Get 50% off your first online order at littlespoon.com/goodasgold with code goodasgold at checkout. That's littlespoon.com/goodasgold. And don't forget to use our show's code for 50% off your first order. And now back to something I've talked to you guys about on here a few times now because I am so happy that I went and got my blood work done with Function Health. I chose Function because it is literally the only health platform that gives me the data that most people never get, the insights to start doing something about it, and just everything you need to know about the levels and the biomarkers going on inside your body. So inside Function, you can access to test over 100 biomarkers from hormones and toxins to markers of heart health, inflammation, and even stress, which we know I have a lot of in my life. And for an additional fee, you guys can also access MRI and chest CT scans, all tracked in one secure place over time. It's a near 360-degree view to better see what's happening inside your body. I would have no idea that I had genetically high cholesterol had I not gotten my blood work done with Function Health. Learn more and join using my link. Function is a near 360 view to see what's happening in your body. And my first 1,000 listeners get $100 credit towards their membership. Visit www.functionhealth.com/goodasgold or use gift code goodasgold100 at sign up to own your health. All right. Ryan, how is prepping for baby going?
Yeah, it's insane. Like, I get more scared every day. And she is like, you know, the belly is bellying, which, mine, not hers. No, hers is getting big. Like, it's really, she's finally past the point of like, she was getting really sick.
How many weeks is she at?
So we're in like the second week of the second trimester.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're still
she'll start
early.
feeling better.
But I think that really rocked her to a point where it was like, I mean, I don't want to speak for her, but depression. It was just like, whoa, this is really insane.
Yeah.
But now we're having conversations about talking to the belly and should we buy this machine to put little headphones on there? And then I was like, do I play the podcast? Is that going to keep the baby? It's like that baby's going to stay in. Yeah, that baby's going to stay in. Like, I'm good. I hear what's going on out there. No, it is interesting all the conversations that you have and how many things, or even just when you were talking about just getting ready for school, of how many things that I was.
So many steps.
Yeah, I was telling the audience, I was like, I don't know what even this podcast looks like next year. I don't know how all of this plays out. And I never thought that this would be possible. Like I had given up on this dream like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's really amazing. We'll see how it goes, but every day is a new challenge,
Yeah.
But she's doing that's insanely amazing.
Have you talked about like the type of baby shower you're gonna do? Is it gonna be like a typical baby shower or like co-ed?
I think it's co-ed because we're older, but I mean, that is getting planned. I think we're aiming for like January or February. But then it's really weird too, because they're like, we're working on the baby registry, and people over like Jeff Lewis, those listeners are like, let's buy you something. I'm like, no. And Jeff's like, yeah. And like, I don't know.
Take it all.
I don't
Take
know.
all the free
Do the
stuff.
registry, yeah.
Yes,
like
absolutely do it.
But you do realize the insane amount of stuff that you need.
It's crazy.
And then even the space that we're in, we're like, oh gosh, we've got to upgrade the space, and there's just a lot of things that go into all
and then
of
you
this.
just got to keep upgrading because they keep getting more stuff and more stuff
I
and
just
need
had
more room. I'm like,
I had an internal panic attack when you were talking about visiting like preschools. I was like, wait, what, preschools?
yes. Well, same as Jeff Lewis, like we have the best preschool for you.
But isn't there a whole audition process that you have to do?
There is, but when you have someone like him calling on your behalf, and now you'll have me as well, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really is a magical little preschool.
Are you already looking at colleges? How does this work? I mean,
yeah. Ivy League only.
Wait, are you joking? Okay, I was like, oh man, that was a joke. Please don't say that's something I have to do.
No,
Yeah.
Brock, it's so funny. He's never been to Austin, Texas. Never once in his life. But he wants Summer to be a Longhorn. He wants to eventually move to Austin, Texas.
What movie did this man see?
I don't know. But the fact that there's Summer Moon coffees there, he's like, we could franchise one. I'm like,
watches Varsity Blues once, and now
now he wants her to be a Longhorn. So he talks about that more as a joke. But no, honestly, by the time she's out of high school, like who knows what she's going to want to do with life? Who knows if she's going to even need to go to college?
Who knows what college is even going to look like at that point?
Exactly. Like,
so
they're
we're
doing
talking,
everything in their
And I like the European way of
now.
life. Like, I think if kids start expressing interest in stuff, like being able to put them, like not everyone has to be an Ivy Leaguer. Maybe people want to be doing more technically proficient things, or like they want to be a chef, or like, look, we need more plumbers. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know this sounds
You'll be
crazy,
the best plumber that
but
you
like,
could possibly
I just
be.
think that like if they express an interest in something, like push it.
Well, that's the thing too, is that like what activities do you get your child into that you're not pushing them and they actually love it and acclimate it to?
You do all of them and you see what they thrive in and what they enjoy doing. Like Summer today, she has after school art. This kid is a freaking artist. It is insane. We put on this YouTube video the other day and it was like easy drawings for 4-year-olds. She sits down. She did this for an hour and a half. She sits down and whether she's painting, she was watching these YouTube videos and doing like the tracing, the coloring, she'd pause it and she's like, okay, I need to do that. Like it was insane.
Okay,
I went to football the other day and Brock just had art day.
I got to stop you. I'll give you $50 for one of those. I need a Summer Moon original. No, I'm talking. If she little Summer Moon signature,
I have
that goes
so
in my
many.
museum. That would be.
Do you have a Summer Moon
Absolutely.
tattoo? Has she done
Oh
that?
yeah,
yes.
this one. She drew that.
See, I'm not going to do the tattoo, but if I could get a dry, these would be big at BravoCon. I'm telling you, Summer Moon originals.
We'll give you a Summer Moon original. I'll have her sign it.
I
love it.
Sadly, I'm not joking.
Yeah, and then when we announce the baby name here, I'll have her write the baby's name on it too.
Oh my God! Wow! I explained to my daughter one day how blessed she was that she was blessed by Summer Moon.
I love it. Okay, so moving on to the real hot topics. Real Housewives of Miami.
Oh my God.
Julia and Adriana. So there's a lot going on with the Bravo fam this week, but I have to admit, I've never watched Miami. I know.
For shame.
I know. You guys, there are so many Housewives franchises. Ryan, you will learn once you have a kid, it's not as easy to watch so much TV.
Yeah.
You
Don't
watch
say
TV when the kid sleeps.
What will your pod look
I
like?
know.
I'm like,
Thanks.
it'll be a lot of sleepless nights because you only have time to watch TV after they're like in bed for the night.
Yeah.
When the first year, they're still on 2-3 naps a day. That's great. But then once they start dropping the third nap, the second nap, and then they drop the nap
Checking my
altogether.
blood pressure.
I know,
It's
right?
like
The fear.
increasing. Yeah. Like, wait, what about TV?
Yeah. So I'm in on Salt Lake and OC. I cannot do another right now until Beverly Hills. It's too many.
I would make the argument for the audience, and no offense to Kiki, is that I cover OC religiously on the show. I wish I had covered Miami religiously on the show. I feel OC is pivoted where I'm like, if you're going to go that Katie storyline, stick with the Katie storyline. Like, I really, them fumbling in the dark and Tamra quitting every episode isn't dynamic. But Miami to me is dynamic in a sense that reminds me of old school housewives.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it very much.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. That's it. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
It was off air for a while, right? And
Yeah.
then was
Yes.
it rebooted or was it some of the OGs and then some
They
new?
brought
Mix.
back, mix.
like Larsa
Okay.
came
Yeah.
back
Right.
and Adriana came back, Marisol, Alexia.
So it's Adriana, not Adriana.
I think it's I don't know.
I don't
hear
know.
it
It
both
goes
ways.
back.
Okay,
forth.
good. Because
Yeah.
I had to go back in my text messages from 2 BravoCons
Oh yeah,
ago.
you guys are in a. I forgot. Watch What Happens Live. Tamra and Adriana
Yeah.
said that they're gonna come after you
So
at
I'm glad that
BravoCon.
at least you watch the show and you don't even know her fucking name, okay?
No, I'm bad with names, Scheana. I'm so bad. I don't. I just.
So I go back in my text from 2 years ago to see what exactly I said to Captain Jason, just because I think everyone should know I always come with receipts. They like learn it. So I go back in my text and all I said to him was, wow, you were a hot topic tonight, LOL. And then he was like, wait, what do you mean? And I said, Adriana, because I didn't know her name. And I spelled it like AUD. I said, and Ashley, haha, like Ashley Darby.
Yeah.
That was it. That was all I said. So for her to be claiming that I was in the bus, like texting him this, that, and the other, no, I just said you were a hot topic tonight, haha. And then he was like, oh, should we go to the bar that we were at last night for drinks? Like, da-da-da. That was our conversation. I've got all the screenshots. I'll
That
post
Captain
them if
Jason
needed.
got you in a lot of trouble at
Captain
BravoCon.
Cutie?
Yeah. By the way, BravoCon last night with Captain Jason, it was just like every panel, like ladies talking about how much they wanted Captain
Yeah,
Jason.
and at the time, I was trying to set him up with one of my friends.
Which
so, well, Lala, first of all, but then it moved on to Ashley Darby because I knew she was genuinely interested in him, and I did make that connection work, and they danced the night together. I've got it on video.
They did.
They did.
Oh, okay.
Wow, you have that on video?
I do have it on video.
Why have we never seen
Receipts.
this video? I know.
Yeah.
You know what? I did post it, but no one was probably paying attention to who was on the dance floor.
Wait, which, by the way, you guys did this great clip where you talked about you want to do the We Are the World Christmas thing with the
Yes.
Bravo celebrities. Sorry, screw Bravo. Just take flipping recorders to BravoCon. You guys corner Bravo celebrities. Just have them sing a line into a recorder and put it together yourself in the edit. Like, I was thinking about that for the last month.
Yeah.
I was like, you could just pull people. I mean, it's not going to sound like the best audio quality, but you can fidget with it.
Yeah, I do think that's a good idea.
Yeah, just be like, because everybody's going to be partying and stuff. They'll be in a good mood.
Yeah.
And then just see what comes with it.
Yeah.
Comes
Okay,
from it.
right.
not now. But back to the Miami girls.
Yes.
So I saw this reunion clip of Julia revealing that she and Adriana, whatever, had slept together. It's like some of these franchises are accused of not having real drama, but Miami, oh my gosh. So did this surprise you both as loyal viewers?
Yeah, I did not think that was going to come out. Or did you know already?
Well, see, I had guessed from there were like 6 things. My guess was that it was something like that, but that's just because if you would watch earlier seasons, they were like friends. Like, we're going to have friendship parties and we're the best friends. And so this season was
Who would
so
you compare it
drastically
to? Like
different.
a me and Ariana back in the day?
No,
or like
there's a sexuality with Julia that I think, and Adriana leads with that as well. And there's always been kind of rumors about Julia making out with this person or that person or whatever.
Gotcha.
So it didn't shock me. What shocked me was it was like the perfect edit coming out in the last 30 seconds of the episode. And the fact that it actually came out at all, like, it didn't surprise me it happened. It surprised me that it was revealed on a reunion and that everybody, including Andy, seemed genuinely surprised.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what I loved and was surprised with.
Yeah.
Have you gone back, because they said they hooked up in the Hamptons. Have you gone back and watched the Hamptons?
I remember that episode. I haven't gone back and watched, but yeah, that's definitely there. And then in this week's episode, in the preview, it says, Julie's like, and we also fooled around at the Versace mansion. So that's potentially more. And then Lisa Hochstein tells Adriana, were you guys scissoring? And she's using this like,
Stop it.
I swear to God, I swear to God. So like already that reunion was good. And then it just like amped up at the end completely. I can't wait to watch.
I need to watch just that in its entirety because I only saw a small clip.
It's such a quick moment, that moment.
Okay. Wow. So BravoCon's going to be very interesting.
I would say so, for sure.
Are you, when going into these things, and there's a lot of heat on you from various Bravo celebrities, what is your overall?
I don't know.
No, like,
I might
how
not
do you go?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow. It's like, no, you're going to go.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm just going to be prepared for whatever comes at me, you know? Fuck it.
Yeah.
I've got receipts. I know my truth.
But then they have the Watch What Happens Live or the Bravo
Yeah,
shows,
those are what's gonna
and
be
they've already,
scary.
Tamra teased the squash the beef thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know if that actually is going to happen? Because that seems obvious to me at this point.
I don't know if they do squash the beef at every Watch What Happens Live. I don't remember how it was before. I think last time I did 2 nights. One was, I was the only non-housewife there. I felt very cool that night. I was looking around, I'm like, there's no other non-housewives. It was this like Showgirls, Watch What Happens Live. But I don't know if they did squash the beef there. I don't know. I'm just going to be prepared for it at any moment in time because, I mean, these Bravo checks are, unpredictable.
Did you say Bravo checks or Bravo
Bravo
chicks?
chicks.
And I was like,
Bravo.
The pay is up and down, I would imagine. Yeah.
Bravo girlies. What are our thoughts on Salt Lake right now? The Lisa
mean,
Barlow of it all. We've got to...
I love it. I mean, I was surprised that the audience seems to be turning against Lisa because I thought for sure she was a fan favorite, but they seem to be backing up Bronwyn. So I'm interested to see if the tides turn because they're going to start coming for Bronwyn soon and pulling out the receipts on her.
Because Bronwyn has things in her past that come out.
Right.
Anybody on these shows have things in their past.
Yeah.
Like everybody's ignorant if you don't think they do. But I thought, it was completely when Bronwyn is able to argue clearly. Lisa just goes for like out dick sucker and
Which is
you're a
hilarious.
pig. So it works. I'm saying you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
And this was my point about OC as well, is that if you have Tamra be the Lisa Barlow character, you need a Bronwyn type to come at Tamra. And none of those ladies, even if they are able to, seem exhausted by Tamra. So they are not willing to step up and play the Bronwyn role. So Tamra is left unchecked. And it really is a very taxing experience to watch. I'm not there's no offense to Tamra because it's not her. She's always been like this. But Lisa, at least you have Bronwyn. So to me, that's when those scenes really pop off.
Yeah.
And Lisa seems actually flustered and on the ropes. But I do love Lisa Barlow. I just never agree with, her actions. That's not how I would be. But she's undeniable and she's an essential part of Salt Lake.
Well, no, because there's a certain type of delusion I need in my housewife, and there's also a certain and I know this sounds weird. If you're gonna be a liar, be a liar. I know we're gonna get in Potomac, but like Stacey for me, right?
Oh.
She's the perfect level of delusion and liar because it's like you got to take it in that direction. And for me, like why I love Lisa's level of delusion is like, for instance, when she was talking about like I know these people, and they were like, I think she said New Kids on the Block, and she was like, I was at the
I watch
concert.
What Happens Live. She posted a video of her singing at the New Kids concert to prove that she was at the New Kids
and
concert.
she was like, they were right there
I
on the stage.
loved
And
it.
it was like, okay, well, I don't know if that means you know them, but
No.
like to me,
Well, when
that's
she's
hilarious.
she's name dropping Steve Carell and stuff like that. And I'm like, you don't think Steve's like, Lisa, how are you? It's your
Right.
good friend Steve Carell. And then her business, which is still so confusing to me, she'll just be like, flip the table around. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm like, that sounds like an easy job.
I
Like,
love it.
She lives a very different life, Ryan,
I
from
know,
all of the
that's-
other ladies.
She's
okay?
a Sagittarius, which is why I understand her in that way.
oh my
I'm
God,
like,
just
this
imagine
is-
what she's
yeah.
going through today, the emotional
so
upheaval.
see, I'm a Sagittarius moon.
Oh, okay.
But I've always felt drawn to Lisa, even before, because I didn't watch Salt Lake religiously the first few seasons. I've gone in and out, and then last season fully dialed in. Or it was the season before I started watching the reunion. Then I'm like, okay, I'm just going backwards. Let's just go forwards. If I have time in my life to watch the first few seasons, I will. But there's something about Lisa, just when I've met her and stuff, that reminds me of myself in ways, not necessarily like the best ways, just like those cringe moments that are just the quintessential Scheana moments. I feel like there are some similarities. She's just like the way rich, bougie version.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember I was lucky enough to go to this DirecTV holiday party at Kathy Hilton's, and
oh yeah,
and Lisa Barlow was like the host of it, and she sang Last Christmas with Kathy Hilton. And I was like, those moments are just like, oh, this is potentially one of the better moments of my life, because but it's like, last Christmas you gave, and Kathy's like, I thought you were Kyle. Like, it was so funny. But also Lisa, like, I love that kind of it's like Countess Luann-esque, where people are just like throwing love at her, and she's accepting it, like, what up, queen? Like, oh my God, thank you. And she has a team of people around her, and I love that kind of unabashed celebrity that she leans into, because not everybody can do that. Like, there would be, I would stop myself because I would be, oh, there's a cringe factor to this. She does not have those breakers on.
Yeah,
I love that.
I love that for her.
Well, I noticed she also she stopped posting on Twitter as much, because they've used her tweets on these episodes like a handful of times. And then I went I don't go on Twitter much anymore, but I went on this past week just to see if she was getting into it with people like she used to, and it was relatively quiet. So I was like, ooh, did she learn?
Well, I always wonder if people's teams are doing these things, and sometimes either they have team turnover, or she's just like, we maybe need to cut this out because it's not going the way.
Or it's your team scolding you, saying to stop tweeting. That's why I'm not on Twitter anymore. I can't be trusted.
Really?
Oh yeah, I used to like. Here's the thing. It's like I do try to stay out of the comment section for my mental health, just because I don't need to see how much people still hate me. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't affect me to the point where, like, I don't cry when I see mean comments. I'm just like, that's inaccurate, or I can see where you're coming from. But I try not to do that. But back in the day, I would be on Twitter and I would be firing back so much that I realized then I wasn't responding to positive comments, and it just became a place where I was having fun clapping back at people. But I'm like, you know what? How about now I try and shift that, and I comment back to the positive ones more, the people who genuinely care about me and aren't here to just be a hater. So I do enjoy a little bit of a clap back, but then, your team comes in and they're like, Scheana, stay out of the comment section, delete that. And I'm like, but can I say this? I wouldn't if I were you. I'm like, but please,
this would be
don't
so
say
great if I could say this. Yeah.
So it's so easy to like clap back, but then, it does take some strength to just hold back and be like, you know what? I am taking the high road. I'm going to channel this into music instead.
Oh, you're putting it into the album.
I am working on a new song right now.
The Life of a Showgirl. Wow.
So the EP I've gone back and forth with. I've had it on hold for so long because I didn't want to put it out. I just thought like everyone's just going to talk shit, this and that. But we're kind of going to change what originally it was going to be Boy Crazy, Apples, and all of these songs on it. But now that those have already been out as singles, we're just going to have new songs on the EP.
Is this your lemonade? Scheana Shay's lemonade?
Maybe.
I love it.
Yeah. Anyways, back to Salt Lake. So what is gout dick? Do we know the Urban Dictionary definition?
Well, I had to even look up what gout was first.
Isn't it a foot thing?
Well, no.
Well, it does affect. I mean, it's like when you abuse meats and liquor, like beer.
Abuse what?
Well, abuse like heavy meats.
Oh,
and,
meats.
Yeah, it'll.
And something about I think you get pain from in your. I don't know if
it's
it's in your
like
joint.
aching around but it commonly happens in your foot, but it has.
It can
unfortunately,
happen to your dick?
they have pictures of it. Unfortunately, and it's not. So if you look it up, you'll see a picture immediately, and it's going to change your life.
Yeah, I think it's attributed to bad diet and lifestyle. Really, is what
can cause gout dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But regardless, it's a genius thing to come up with, and that's why I always wonder, was she practicing these in the mirror? Or did gout dick just come off the top of your dome, which to me makes you even more legendary?
Well, I think it's something she said behind closed doors, and then in that moment, it just came out of her lips.
Because Lisa Barlow, remember, had that amazing hot mic moment of she fucks everybody in New York. Oh my God, her kids are fucking fake.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah, it's in her head, but she didn't. I don't know if she was going to ever say it to her face, but in that moment, she had no choice.
Yeah.
I love the hot mic moments. It's you guys, we've been doing this long enough. Even if you're still kind of new, you're wearing a microphone. You can't not feel the
know.
microphone.
That's what I'm saying. That's what frustrates me sometimes about all reality shows when you get those hot mic moments, because you're sitting there going, like, they know like even their walkouts. Well, they have to be unmiked by the crew. Like, they can't just go
Not
home with
always.
the mic on.
No, sometimes they will put you in a car because they do want just like any audio, and then it's like,
you're
okay, the
aware
car,
of that.
pull up like 1 foot, and then you take the mic off.
I will say, I mean, I don't know for everyone, but I'm saying in the moments where I've been mic'd up on my few occasions, I've been left somewhere for a long time. And usually there's one person around. And so then obviously I don't want to sit there and talk to myself. So then we start talking. And then next thing I know, I'm like getting like I forgot the whole time I did have a mic on. And it's only because I've been left alone so long.
Right.
Like, I knew it was on, but I forget about it.
When you're in the middle of a scene and you walk off, just because the camera's not pointed at you and you're not in the scene, you're still mic'd.
Well, was there ever a point where you're like, I gotta say this and I don't want the audio to pick it up, I'm gonna turn on all the like they do in spy films?
So what we would do is like this, and we'd like kind of like rub it on our chest, because then it's staticky and you can't really hear it. I never taught myself how to turn it off. I'm sure it was very simple and maybe just a little thing, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. If I feel like the need to say something, you're just like, shh. But they still can figure out what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, we rely on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. How did you guys feel about Lisa's lawsuit party?
It was very much giving Karen Huger trying to explain away Ray's tax situation at the press conference with no press.
The scroll from last season.
Again, like, what I loved in that scene was Angie being willing to clap back at Lisa and being like, okay, you put your lawsuits, but then you put this 30-year-old photograph of you on a yacht, or, you from 100 feet away so we can't see it's from 30 years ago. Like, Angie's so good at it too. Like, it's
I mean, they're each one of those ladies are very essential, and that party was just everything I want. If you have like carrot top props, and your props are including like dismiss, but you also include your photo, like that is amazing to me. And the fact that she was still not willing to ask any direct questions and provide any substance is great. And then you have this new socialite lady who I don't know if they're making a friend of or not, but she keeps just coming around where I'm like, they're not making you pay for all this stuff, are you?
Yeah.
You had the waitress that was scared to take the order. That was like a little flourish that I love. And I can't wait. Like tonight, a new episode. I look forward to watching that every week. Like, to me, that is not work. Or even when I cover it on the show, that is not work. That is my time.
I tell my husband it's work. I'm like, honey, I'll be downstairs on the couch for 2 hours. I've got to work.
Yeah.
It's just literally. Well, it's like the Potomac ladies. There were certain in the premiere this week. There was certain dialogue, just even like, I gave her a little Jackie O moment that Kay said, and I was like, these kind of flourishes of dialogue really impress me. It's like, and Salt Lake has this in such a bizarre, wacky way, and so it has its own vibe, just like Potomac has its own vibe, but it still works.
Yeah, I really wish I had time to watch all of them. I went over to Jasmine's last night and she had Potomac on, and then she paused it and I was like, wait, what was going to happen?
Yeah, but Scheana, you go out you go to an event every day of the week. I'm sitting there being scared like I'll never go out. Like, I don't go out anyway, so I'm good.
So do you guys have family in town? Like, are you going to need to get a nanny?
We'll probably have to get a nanny. Yeah, unfortunately. That's the big but. Like, my mom passed away a couple years ago, and that's the killer. Is like she would have freaked the flip out, and she would have been the best.
Yeah.
So that's like, I'll probably use your mom and hopefully Summer by the time she's
You
of
can
age.
still live your life. You feel you figure out the way to
Scheana,
balance
my
it.
life is literally just podcasting,
Yeah.
so I'm fine. Like, I'm not worried about my life. I just
do
want to
the
make sure I
podcast
don't
when
screw
she sleeps.
our daughter's life up.
We're all gonna fuck our kids up in some way. We just try to do it as little as possible.
Yeah. But just yelling at your child like, Daddy's watching Vanderpump Rules season 6. Pipe down. Yeah.
Season 6, please don't.
Sorry, I just pulled it out of my head.
Literally.
I'm going to teach you about Scandival right now. It was a very intense time in your dad's life. He was very confused.
Okay, more Housewives news. During an appearance at NYC's CultureCon, Portia Williams revealed she is dating again, saying, of the people I'm talking to now, he is nice and she is nice.
Ooh, pivot.
We like this.
I mean, I would like to, not that I need to see the proof, but I mean, Portia's really good at drawing headlines. So I'm like, is she dating a man and woman?
We're
I don't
talking
know,
about
but
it.
We're talking about it, and she's good at that.
I'm
Exactly.
literally in my paranoid phase right now where I think everything is a setup for attention.
too.
Where I think everything derives clicks, everything derives downloads. So I'm like, is this like, like I don't need to see it, but maybe a makeout would be nice to see just to prove
Exactly.
it. But whatever makes her happy. Like the bisexuality does not shock me. Like it might shock some people, and maybe, like I just think, sexuality is a spectrum. So that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It would surprise me if we actually get an actual storyline out of this.
Right. So she had said, and this is a quote from her, I really wanted to make sure these were normal people. And what I talked about with my therapist the other day was I'm having a hard time opening up because they're not narcissists. And guess what narcissists do? They love bomb you. They do everything to look perfect. They mirror you. So I was like, that's interesting. She's having a hard time opening up because they're not narcissists. But with doing therapy, I feel like it does sound like she's recognizing that, and working through some of the patterns of toxicity that, have been in the past.
Well, what came out of that for me was like, I mean, as a public figure, I can't even imagine how hard it is to date anyways, but then to date someone, if you have never dated someone that's the same sex, to go there, to be that willing and vulnerable and trusting someone, I can't imagine it's easy. So that's more what I'm interested in finding. Like, how do you find these people? I mean, I guess I'm like Raya, but like
by the end of the season, she's going to Indigo Girls concerts and Renee Rapp, and like this is my jam now. Like,
I mean, I had given up on men for a little bit.
Oh
in
yeah, your book
2019.
you talked about, yeah.
So I mean, it does happen.
yeah.
And Dana said you guys have made out multiple times.
We have.
We have.
Yeah, L.A., Palm Springs, Coachella. Yeah.
World tour, yeah.
World
So that's
tour.
the thing, like I've made out with women, never my friends though. Like I don't know what can't do it with my friends.
Yeah, I feel like
Is that a reality show thing, or is that
I don't know. I mean, when Dana and I, minus the Coachella 2 years ago, the times that we did make out, it was gay pride when we were drunk at like Tom Tom, Palm Springs for the 4th of July at my house, drunk. Like we were never sober making out, but also the first few times that we did, like we weren't close friends. We had just met. So maybe that's what it was. And then Dee Dee from the book, I mean, I literally met her and then that turned into something. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to start making out with my friend now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
And
were
you
just
and
the
Dee
pity
Dee
kisses for Raquel sometimes.
Still do talk, right?
No. I mean, if I texted her,
Yeah.
it was like her birthday this weekend, but I didn't reach out because I hadn't heard anything since the book. And then I'm like, I don't.
Do you ever think about that though? If like sliding doors moments of like if you had chosen to gone that way, what your life would look like now?
Oh, I think about that stuff all of the time. Like I named a chapter the butterfly effect. It's like, had I not done this, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Yeah. I mean, had I not met her, I might not have met Brock. If we want to go back that way, because the night after the Kaboom Music Festival, we went to a club to see a friend of hers who invited us to the after party where I met Brock.
Wow.
Wild.
Here we
Anyway,
are.
we're going to take one more break and then we'll be back. Okay, now let's talk about shopping, online shopping, the only shopping I actually do. And let's talk about why and where. Why I hate shopping in malls and stores and going in and trying on things. It's a hassle. What I love about Revolve is everything that you could possibly need for any occasion you can get on Revolve. They have so many different brands, so many things that are affordable. They've got the higher priced items as well if you're feeling fancy. But I have literally gotten something for every occasion, whether it's a festival, a night out. I just got a gorgeous gown that I'm wearing to this glamour event coming up. And Revolve has just been my go-to style destination because, like I said, they have something for every occasion that I've needed. You've got lovers and friends, super down, free people. They have new arrivals daily, inclusive sizing options from extra, extra small to 4X, curated edits so you can shop styles that fit your vibe without endless scrolling, and amazing customer service. Whether it's a weekend away, a big night out, or just a little style refresh, your dream wardrobe is just one click away. Head to revolve.com/goodisgold, shop My Edit, and take 15% off your first order with code goodisgold. Fast 2-day shipping, easy returns. It's literally the only place you need to shop from. That's revolve.com/goodisgold to shop my favorites and get 15% off your first order with code goodisgold. Offer ends October 24th, so happy shopping. Now I'm going to talk about getting in the mood, but maybe not the mood you're thinking of, because let me tell you about the online cannabis company that's revolutionizing how we deal with life's challenges, from sleepless nights to stress-filled days. I can relate. Mood.com has created an entire line of functional gummies that target specific health concerns with 100% federally legal THC blends, and they will deliver them discreetly right to your doorstep, which is my favorite part. You don't have to go to a dispensary. You can just get it delivered to your house, and you can get 20% off your first order at mood.com with promo code goodisgold. So I've tried a bunch of their gummies myself, and it's wild how different each one feels. Their sleepy time gummies knock me out in, 15, 20 minutes. No hangovers, no grogginess. I wake up feeling so good, ready for my day. And their epic Euphoria gummies, oh my gosh, they're perfect for those days when nothing's going right and you just need to hit the reset button on your crap mood. They are for you. Best of all, not only does Mood stand behind everything with an industry-leading 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code goodisgold. So head to mood.com, browse their amazing selection of functional gummies, and find the perfect gummy for whatever you're dealing with. And remember, use promo code goodisgold at checkout to save 20% off on your first order. Okay, finishing up with the Housewives. I do watch. Moving on to the OC. Tamra, how many times has she quit the season? 2 or 3?
I think it's three. Yeah.
Three. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be so frustrating for production. This time was in response to Emily and Heather voicing that they don't trust Tamra. I mean, it is what it is. You know, you are who you are. So it's like you want to be offended by that. But Tamra, look at your actions.
That's the thing that's really difficult about reality, as I'm learning. It's like truth tellers don't fare well.
Finally
She was
finding
like-
her voice,
she was
saying,
like-
I'm going to say how I
Yeah.
feel, and doing it in a delicate way,
Yeah,
mind you.
because it's like I did. This is on film. You're gonna see it. So let me tell you this before you have to wait several months to see it. So this is what I said, and this is why I said it. And instead of being like, "Thank you for being a friend and being honest with me,"
I can't believe what you just said,
Yeah.
and walking off in her own house.
yeah.
And Heather essentially said that, like, Tamra can't regulate her emotions. You know, she's unpredictable. We all know this. We all see it. I cannot imagine being on a show with her. Well, I mean, I guess it would be similar to the show that I used to be on with some people.
Well, listen, I loved that rumor about you on Orange County. I was like, in fact, I really sat with it for a second and was like, well, that could potentially work because we got the Tamra thing, we got the Gretchen thing. You're friends with Scheana. I was like,
I'm buying a beach house.
I was like, that. I was really, I'm walking myself through this idea, getting used to it. But like, unfortunately, like, I don't want any war with Tamra. I don't, you know, like, I appreciate her. She is in like a certain legendary status. But I will say, you know, she does a podcast talking about housewives and their patterns of behavior. And this pattern of behavior does nothing for the show. It annoys the audience. And then it makes me believe, why are you out there doing a press tour trying to get other people kicked off the show when it doesn't seem like you even want to be on the show when we see the show? Like, you quit. Like, no.
Yeah.
I always think they need to fine housewives $5,000 every time they walk off. Like, because
Right.
that's not, and I'm not discounting Teddy Mellencamp. Obviously, that is tough. But we've seen on these shows, everybody is going through something. And I'm not, you know, I hate to compare anything, but like, that's just she knows how the game is played. And when she talks about other housewife shows, she realizes that. I just think it provides distrust for the audience to her as a character, where you're like, what are you providing? Like, and at this point, the surrounding cast, do not penetrate her at all. So it's a very uneven viewing experience. And that's why it made me miss the Katie Janela storyline, which I never thought I would say. I was
Yeah.
like, let's get back to Katie. Like,
Well,
I'm
you'll
like,
get
what's
back
going
to it
on?
next week, I guess. 'Cause
I
Are you
know,
back
right?
on?
well, no, I'm not. But you see Tamra sitting down to meet
Oh, yeah,
her,
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
That whole thing, I can't.
See, Tamra's smart that way. She finds the direction of the ocean. Like, she will listen to things, read things, and she will pivot to the right move to make. And that was very smart of her to go back to Katie, because that's what's so cool about the audience is that they team up on Katie and the audience then respects Katie more. Like, almost the silence and not being on the show has
crazy.
helped Katie.
yeah.
Also, this past weekend, Alexis Bellino and Johnny J got married. How do we feel about that?
I mean, look, I think that they really like each other, but I do question. My whole thing is like, if Tamra really does want a relationship with Shannon, going to that wedding kind of ended it. I don't think that
Literally.
you're
How
ever
are
going to be
you-
friends again.
How
No.
are you going to yell in the last episode about like none of these girls support me? I'm like, you don't support these girls. Like,
Yeah.
it's the art of the housewife does, you know, it includes being a hypocrite, and Tamra is showing that in spades. If I was Shannon, like just on a personal level away from TV, that would hurt me to no end.
Yeah.
From somebody that keeps saying, "Why won't you be my friend? Why won't you be my friend?" But then every chance Tamra gets, she throws Shannon under the bus, calling her an alcoholic. But listen,
No.
I mean, all kidding aside, I hope they're happy, but I don't want to see them on the show. I don't need to see their love journey. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I love that Galena from McBee Dynasty was there. I love that they all share the same PR person. And so like Galena's there and Joe, who I like from OC. So I hope they're happy.
Yeah.
I also hope that Alexis has something in writing that takes care of her financially if it doesn't work out. You know, I'd assume her alimony from Jim would end now that she's remarried.
I mean, here's the thing. I have never been married and received alimony, but if I was someone that received a big, I don't know if she did, I'm assuming she received a big alimony, I would never want to get married. I would be the Sutton
Right?
Strack. I'd be like, I don't need to ever get married again. Let me
Exactly.
collect
Just be in a
this
partnership.
alimony, and
Yeah.
we can date.
You don't need to get
it
married.
It did seem like this happened quickly, even though it was probably 2 years. But I'm like, oh wow, they're married now. I mean,
It's been a little less than 2 years, I feel like, because they started dating right after the last BravoCon, right? It was right around then.
Because
Yeah.
it was like November of, whatever.
Yeah.
Has anybody heard from Shannon like in the last couple
I
of days?
talked to her a few days ago.
How is she?
She's good. She was so sweet. She was checking in on me.
Did she stay off? I hope she stayed off the internet.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I always tell her to do that. But did you guys see on, it was like Radio Andy or something, that Andy Cohen was interviewing Channing Tatum and asked him if he recalls ever being roommates with someone named Jax or Jason Couchie, who goes by Jax now. And Channing said no recollection of ever having a roommate named Jax Taylor or Jason Couchie. Didn't recognize his face. He said he was a good-looking guy, and he was like, I mean, maybe he was in one of those model houses like I got kicked out of or something.
Yeah.
So it was like, he did say maybe, but y'all weren't roommates. You weren't like, when it was Tom, and Jax living at 551, you know, they weren't that kind of roommates.
Well, it's got to be hard, like the first time that we found out Jax has lied about something.
I know,
It's,
yeah.
it's,
I mean, I know he never does that, so
Yeah.
that's wild. But yeah, I mean, Jax would tell these stories, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I was roommates with Channing Tatum, da da da. You don't think that someday maybe Channing Tatum's going to be asked about you? Like on Watch What Happens Live, on Radio
take those
Andy.
big swings. Those are big swings.
Like the Lindsay Lohan thing. Didn't he say he slept with her?
Well, see, but isn't that still like, who knows if that actually that's what's tricky.
Right.
You're like, well,
Has
I love
Lindsay
the one.
been asked?
I love the one that he said he was in Apocalypto 2, the Mel Gibson movie he directed. There's not an Apocalypto 2, by the way, but he had said like, yeah, I got cast in Apocalypto 2. I remember watching him on Entertainment Tonight years and years and years ago, and he did some interview, and I was like, oh wow, Jax on Entertainment Tonight, and he said like, you know, he was doing some film in Santa Clarita, and he was like, at this point, I'm set for life, so I just get to do fun little projects like this. And I remember thinking at the time, I was like, there's no way this guy is set for life.
No.
Did I ever tell
Really?
you one of my guilty pleasures? After Jax got fired from Vanderpump Rules, he would go on Instagram Live like all the time.
Oh, yeah. I used to watch
And like
those.
literally, I didn't miss one. I probably have screen recordings of all of them on my phone because they were the most delusional, entertaining
No,
things
they were
ever.
so good. Brock and I would just sit there and we're like typing in. We're like, dude.
Well, my favorite is going on Cameo and seeing the Jax's cameo because it would always be the same. Like, what's up, dude? Like, listen, I play a character, you know, like, and I'm so different from
You're
that
not
character.
acting, bro.
And like, if you come to LA, man, I'd love to have a shot with you and just come by the bar and we could kick it. Like, it would always be the same.
Oh yeah, and when he would turn like a birthday wish all into about him, and all of a sudden he's telling stories about him. I'm like, wait, this is supposed to be someone's birthday wish. Why are we hearing your stories?
So I do that sometimes to be funny on the cameos where I'm like, okay, so you're turning 40. No, I just turned 40, but it's not about me. This is about you. But they love when I do those.
Well, it's like Sandoval coming into his like, what up, dude? Yeah.
What's going on with him? Is America's Got Talent?
Well, he's doing House of Villains, and that's already
that's
filmed,
right.
so that should
Okay.
be coming out pretty
Yeah.
soon. Yeah.
Are we gonna watch?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
of
Drita
course,
on it.
yeah.
Mob Wives Drita.
Heck yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Audrina. I'm like,
Oh,
she's
no.
on that now
By the way,
too.
would you ever do Special Forces?
Hell to the no. Absolutely
Well, you're
not.
kind of in
Brock would
shape.
do it. Brock would do
But
it.
you're kind of in shape, so I
No,
was like,
you guys, like Traders is as like physical activity as I think I could
Okay.
get on a competition show.
because you're always working out, so I thought
I
maybe
am.
you could compete at that level.
The thing is, like anything with water, if I have to be submerged in water, not gonna do it.
God,
Like just there, like I would jump out of a helicopter. I would do like the rappelling down whatever mountain. But you are gonna shove my head in water and nope.
Yeah,
that's
that
where
last one
that's
was
where I
brutal.
draw the line. I will jump out of a plane. I will not put my head underwater like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So no, Brock wants to do it. He's like, put me in, coach. I think he would do really well. Not for me.
Those shows are designed to be embarrassing for the person usually.
I felt bad for Brittany.
Yeah,
It
I was
like-
watching I was actually, like, all joking aside, I was rooting for Brittany. I was watching for Cody Brown from Sister Wives, but I was not rooting for him. I just wanted him to stay on because I like watching him. But I was rooting for her, so I was really bummed. And then,
And I know she was too.
but in your mind, too, you already like, oh, God, the memes and the route, and
Yeah.
you just feel bad. And then just to have that moment in the beginning where she was like, my ex texted me, I wasn't going to last long. And
That's
was
what
like,
I hated so much for her. It was like, oh, I hate when it's like you prove Jax right. You know, like that sucked. But it's like at the end of the day, Brittany gave it her all. She has an extreme fear of heights. Like literally when we're at a hotel that has like an embassy suites type, you know, where it has like the open like balcony, whatever, when you're walking down the hallways, and should be like on the back wall. Like she doesn't want to look over or anything. So as sad as I was that she went home in the first episode, I was so fucking proud of her for jumping out of that helicopter, because that right there was her biggest fear. So it's like, you know, it's so much
I was
mentally,
like,
physically.
you're doing what you need to do to make money to
Yeah.
provide for your kids. So I was
Exactly.
just like, Jax, you better like hype her up. You know?
Yeah. Ugh, I hate when he's like that. But the big thing that she said to me was how much they yell. And she was like, I couldn't do it. She goes, I realized after being in an abusive relationship, I will never allow a man to yell at me again. And so when they were just yelling, do it, she was like, and I'm done. I'm done. And
makes
I
a
was
lot
like,
of
you know what?
sense.
Good for you. I'm sad as a viewer and your friend to see you go home so early. But like, you got the check. So bye.
So this season isn't going to be a G.I. Jane with Brittany where she shaves her head and just trains for next season of Special Forces.
No, she
Well, she got the mommy makeover
She
thing.
did. Yeah. I was gonna say, wait, can I say this? No, she posted it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's recovering right now. I'm gonna try and go over and visit her today. I tried yesterday and she was just so up and down. But she's good. I'm so happy for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, to wrap things up, we've got the Jax hole of the week.
Oh, wait, am I allowed to ask, is there... What? Because I saw this video from Lala on Friday. You know, there's the back and forth right now between you and Lala, and I don't know if you're able or even want to speak on that, because it seemed like she said like Scheana is Scheaning, and then revealed this conversation that you guys had where you cussed at her or she cussed at you. Is there more clarification for that? Are you guys good?
No, we're not. I'll just say this. I cannot imagine, I know where the sushi restaurant is that she goes to, and how quickly she called me after leaving school. I cannot imagine that she was at the sushi restaurant and parked in time to call me. And regardless, she knew my kid was in the car. So even if you're saying that you didn't cuss in front of your kid, my kid was in the car. She sees your name pop up and she's like, oh, mommy, Lala's calling. And then just hears her screaming profanities at me. And so, and also I did not say fuck you, bitch.
Did she
But
say she's going to F up your life if you...
It was a lot of F-bombs and a lot of screaming, and I had to hang up on her. She kept calling back, texting me, and I'm like, she's like, you're not going to apologize? And I was like, you come at me like that, you don't get an apology. And then I put my foot down, and from that moment, she realized that I'm not someone she can walk all over anymore, and our relationship changed after that.
But you have so many mutual friends. Are there any intermediaries trying to broker a peace treaty at all?
Maybe, but it's not going to happen. So.
Wow.
Any final thoughts, Kiki?
Is that the
Or
Jax
should we
hole
go
of the
back to the
week?
Jax hole? I
Is
mean,
that it with the Jax hole?
it could be, but I was going to give it to Mark Sanchez.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I saw the news over the weekend, that he was stabbed, and immediately I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I was such a Mark Sanchez fan from SC to the Jets. He was like my crush back in the day. So when I saw that, I was shocked, just, sending love. Oh my God. And then the comments about how it's just getting increasingly unsafe for public figures. And then I just start to think, there are moments where I'm out in public and I think, especially if there's like no metal detectors or something, you're just out. And I'm like, at any point in time, someone could have a bomb, they could have a gun, they can have a knife. And so I just started thinking about that, like how scary. He's just like out with his friends for a night after work and gets stabbed. That's terrifying. But then we got the news update that he had been arrested from the hospital. And I'm like, what the hell? That's confusing. So now details are rolling out, and it's alleged that Mark Sanchez attacked a 69-year-old delivery driver over a parking dispute. He was allegedly the aggressor, made physical contact with the driver, who first tried pepper spray and then stabbed Mark with a knife. So I feel like there are definitely some...
Did you see the picture of this dude?
Yeah.
Like his whole
No, I didn't see that. I just read it. I didn't see the picture.
Huge slash on the face, into the tongue. This is an older man,
Wait, he had a slash? The older
Yeah.
man?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Mark took the knife and stabbed him, slashed him?
I think even if you have a knife, sometimes if you're like, you don't know where it's going, who knows what happens? And so I'm sure like when they finally get more statements and details, we'll hear more.
He was supposed to call the game that weekend.
Yeah.
And, but
actually today, Sanchez had to appear in court today, so we'll probably get more details
Well,
today.
and the media at first, like you said, painted it as like, Mark Sanchez, like a robbery gone wrong.
Yes.
Like almost
Yeah.
painted him like a hero.
Or he was targeted.
And it's so interesting, like with everything, whether it be the Taylor Swift album or this, you got to sit with things. You got to wait till all the information comes out, and then, because it's a whole different story.
And then the victim, claims that allegedly smelled alcohol on Mark's breath too. So again, we don't even know what level.
Right next to a bar, I believe.
Yeah.
And so one would maybe think that he was intoxicated, but I'm sure we're going to have, because they charged him, like the police charged him.
And then it always goes back to what we were talking about before. The first question comes like, does he have CTE? Is there something going on?
I mean, there is aggressive behavior. That's obviously one of the signs.
true.
But he has a family. He has. So I'm very curious what he has to say. But I think he said in a statement that he does not recall any of it.
Wow. Do you guys want a little Mark Sanchez tea?
Always.
He slept with someone from Vanderpump Rules, and it wasn't me.
Jax Taylor.
I'm not telling you. Anyways, thank you guys all for listening. Thank you, Kiki and Ryan, for joining me yet again. I always love when you guys are here.
I'm literally trying to figure out. I'm sorry, I'm going through Vanderpump. Season 1, Season 2. Yeah.
You can listen to Kiki weekdays on Radio Andy's Reality Check and find her at The Talk of Shame, and listen to So Bad It's Good podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, and follow Ryan at So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. And if you haven't got my book yet, you can still get that at mygoodsidebook.com. It's a New York Times bestseller. I know you've never heard me say that. I'm going to keep saying it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right.